can't change who I am, and I am a white male who is not from the south side of Chicago coming into a neighborhood that is not mine. And people have no idea who I am, and they have no reason to trust me. The one key thing that I had going for me was that I had Tamar's approval. So once people saw that I was with Tamar, they immediately gave me the benefit of the doubt that, well, if Tamar says he's okay, then he must be okay. But I would go out to the corner of 75th Street and South Stewart Avenue when Tamar would go out there every day. We would go. I would every time I'd go out to Chicago, we would go for a few days. So I'd be out there for a few days. And when I started to film her, first of all, my filming style is I want to have a very small production footprint. So it was just myself and a camera person, and the camera person did the sound. So we didn't have a sound person. We didn't have a crew. It was the two of us. And I wanted to be as unobtrusive as I possibly could be. Now, obviously, when people see a camera, they behave differently. But my goal and my hope was that eventually they would stop realizing that there was somebody around filming. And I think that that's what happened. But from my personal perspective, I felt like I was going into somebody else's home. And when you're a guest in somebody else's home, you act accordingly. So I was as respectful of people as I possibly could be. And I genuinely feel that if you treat people with respect, they will return the respect to you. And I knew I was an outsider, and I knew that I didn't know anything about their existence better than they did. And I wasn't there to be a problem solver for anyone. I wasn't there to do anything other than document what was happening on that block. And eventually you spend enough time out with Tamar on that corner, and you find yourself, like everybody else, doing stuff to help out. So within a few days, I'm at the grill flipping hamburgers and handing out, hamburgers and hot dogs to people who come by for food at night. And that's just the way it goes. It's almost like the whole Tom Sawyer and paint, who wants to paint the fence for me? Like she's magnetic. She has magnetism, and people are drawn to her. So she didn't seek me out, for example. I sought her out, and other people do similar things. They seek out Tamar Manasseh. So when you show up on the block, your question is, okay, what can I do? Not, what can you do for me? It's what can I do to help you? What's really interesting, though, is because I'm white and a man, on more than one occasion, people would come to the block and think that I'm in charge. So they would start asking me questions about what was going on with the organization. I'm like, you need to speak to that woman over there. I'm filming. I have nothing to do with this. But it's really telling that the one white guy is the one that everybody assumes is in charge. I'm like, nope, I'm not in charge here. I'm barely in charge of my own crew.